Dr. Jonette, and do you use food when you're feeling down or stressed or even depressed? Do you use it to help bring you comfort and boost your mood? Many of us think of comfort foods as those foods that we had growing up that maybe our mom made for us after we had a bad day. And often those comfort foods may be not the most healthiest, may not be the most healthy for our brain or our body. When we look at top comfort foods, for me it's macaroni and cheese, but also things like chicken and waffles, spaghetti and meatballs. All of them tend to be loaded with things that may not be the best for us. However, today we're going to talk about the real comfort foods. These are the foods that when you eat them, they will boost things like serotonin, dopamine, and a lot of those feel-good chemicals in your brain to help not only help you feel better, but also to boost your mood. So let's get cooking, and today we are making 5 of my top favorite real comfort foods. When I was a kid growing up, my mom used to always say, my mom, by the way, is 100 years old now, and she used to always say that breakfast is your most important meal of your day. She would get up in the morning, and for the 10 kids in our family would make this huge pot of what we called either porridge or mush. I actually looked up the word mush to see if it was a real food, and what I discovered was that mush was cornmeal cooked in water. Sometimes she would cook mush, but usually it was just cooked whole grains that she would cook for our breakfast. One of the more popular ones for us was oatmeal. So today we are going to cook up comfort food number 1, which is oatmeal. The reason I call oatmeal comfort food number 1 is because it has a substance called serotonin. Serotonin is our body's natural antidepressant. It's important. It's that feel-good chemical that helps us elevate our mood and brings comfort to our brain as well as our body when we have serotonin produced. Start your day with a bowl of oatmeal mush to elevate your mood and help you have a good day. When you cook oatmeal, you don't want to get one of those packages of instant oatmeal. I call that one of the white foods. White foods are those foods that are white, like simple sugars, white flour, and white rice, in addition to that food that's highly processed. Instant oatmeal I put in the category of packaged or highly processed foods. It has a lot of sugar added as well as chemicals added to give it flavor and make it taste better. So cook your own oatmeal using either old-fashioned oats if you don't have a lot of time, or steel-cut oats. Today we're going to be using steel-cut oats. So my water for my oatmeal is now starting to boil, and I'm adding a little bit of sea salt to it. I like to add a little bit of salt to my oatmeal. If you're on a low salt or a no salt diet, cooking your own oatmeal, your own hot cereal, is a great way to start your day and decrease some of the salt in your diet. I'm going to just stir this in. It's now boiling. I'm going to turn off my burner, and we're going to move it to the burner over here on my stove and let it cook for about 20 minutes. In 20 minutes it'll be cooked and ready to eat. This oatmeal here is cooked and ready to eat, and I like to add comfort food number 2 to it. Comfort food number 2 is blueberries. I also call them my brain berries because they are loaded with a substance called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins is a powerful antioxidant. Antioxidants bring comfort to our brain by decreasing inflammation as well as decreasing the oxidative stress that comes from our body being stressed. So I'm adding some brain berries or blueberries and a few almonds as well to my cereal. You can also add some honey, a little maple syrup, maybe some cinnamon, whatever you like to your cereal to increase its flavor and help you start your day with comfort food number 1 and 2. Comfort food 3, 4, and 5 is a lunch type food. So we've got breakfast out of the way and it's now time for lunch. For lunch today we have a avocado egg toast. I like to make my own bread. If you go to my website, Grow with Dr. Jonette, you'll find a recipe there for how to make 100% whole grain artisan bread, and that's what we're using today for our avocado egg toast. Comfort food number 3 is whole grains. Whole grains are important because as our body digests them, they're called complex carbohydrates because as our body digests them, they slowly are broken down to release glucose into our bloodstream and into our body. Glucose is the only energy source that our brain uses, and when we eat one of the white foods like white toast, it digests very rapidly and causes a spike in our glucose or in our sugar. That sugar is taken up by the brain and it runs out of energy about mid-morning or mid-afternoon. And that's why you get that slump in the middle of the morning or the middle afternoon if you haven't had a complex carbohydrate for either breakfast or lunch. So it's important to eat a whole grain. Things that are complex and take a longer time to digest are basically whole foods, nutrient-dense foods like whole grains, fruits, as well as vegetables. And they provide a steady source of glucose for your brain. Remember, your brain is only 2% of your body weight, but it consumes 20% of the energy that your body has. So complex carbohydrates, comfort food number 3, is a great energy management tool to help our brain and our body have energy throughout our day. To our whole grain bread, I am adding an avocado. Here's a real quick trick. If you have an avocado, sometimes it's hard to get the pit out. Just sink your knife into the pit a little bit, give it a twist, and your pit will come right out. It's an easy, safe, and simple way to remove the pit from your avocado. I'm going to go ahead and slice the avocado. Avocados are comfort food number 4 because they contain B vitamins. B vitamins are important for reducing stress and reducing cortisol. B vitamins actually decrease activation of the adrenal gland. So if you're stressed and have excess cortisol, avocados are great for burning off that excess. I'm going to see if we can get this arranged a little bit better here. I'm trying to fit all of my avocado on my toast, which probably isn't quite happening, but there we go. Close enough. So now we have our avocado on our toast, and we're going to add comfort food number 5 to it, which is an egg. You could also add a little bit of salmon, which provides omega-3 fatty acids. However, today we're adding an egg. Egg is a comfort food number 5 because it contains tryptophan. Tryptophan is a precursor to melatonin and also a precursor to serotonin. So tryptophan decreases cortisol. So tryptophan does 2 things. 1, it helps elevate our mood, and 2, if we can get that to stick on there, there we go. And tryptophan does 2 things. 1 is it helps us produce serotonin, which elevates our mood, helps us feel better, and it also is a precursor to melatonin. Melatonin is our sleep hormone. As our melatonin rises in the evening, our body tends to wind down, relax, get ready to go to sleep. And throughout the night, melatonin is also produced to help us stay asleep and get the rest that our body needs in order to restore and repair. During the night, our brain does a lot of work. At the end of this video, there's a link to another video that talks about all of the work that our brain does and why it's so important for us to get sleep. So comfort foods number 3, 4, and 5 are whole grain breads, avocados, and eggs. Thank you for watching. Next time you're anticipating a stressful day, start your day with a couple of my comfort foods like our steel-cut oats and blueberries. It will help your day go better. And if you're still feeling stressed at lunchtime, add in those eggs, avocados, and whole grain toast to help you have a better day and keep your mood on a more even level. Thank you also for clicking that like button, subscribing, as well as signing up for notifications. All of this helps my team and me understand what content you like and how we can continue to bring you the content that you find most helpful. For more information, go to my website at growwithdrjonette.com, and we'll see you next time on the Dr. Jonette channel.